This video goes out to Uma Junk Collector, Don over there in Ohio. I'm going to be drilling out the panel for that game. And, well, you know what the scoop is on drilling these panels.
Robert, what's the purpose of having another piece of wood under it?
Well, the purpose is so you don't drill completely through and you can, it's like another template.
So you don't damage the wood either then?
Right, right. So you don't damage the wood, because what you do is, you want to cut through one side, cut through your Lexan. Okay, you want to cut through your Lexan, and once you cut through your Lexan, you can cut through the other side.
And you get some nice cuts.
So you get a nice cut on the wood, and you don't bleed the wood, you don't chop up the wood on the sides, which would end up happening if you don't do it. Flip it so we can show them. You see? You drill it from this side so you don't split the wood when you're coming from the other side. See? So you just cut from here. See? Nice clean cut from both sides.
You don't even have to sand.
Well,
that's how good of a cut it is.
This is a test game I'm putting together anyway, so we're not gonna be getting real detailish with this.
Let's finish this side.
Here, let's finish this side. Okay, so anyway, that's just an example of one hole. We're gonna do a whole bunch of them, so I'm not going to continue with any video here from this point on, because this is the boring part of building a game, making the panel. You're probably wondering, you know, the template got all tore up. Well, we have little guide holes that we punched in already.
Okay, I can feel them here. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, they're punch holes, so we don't worry about the template getting... That's all the template is for, is so you can put your guide holes in there. And once you tap those, then you're good to go.
Okay, yeah, because I know the paper's, you know, and how you would figure, but so you tap it to make the...
Right.
For your guide.
Right. So you don't have to worry about the paper. There's Okay.
Yeah, and I noticed it broke, but I can feel it right here. Your template's right there.
Yeah.
And that's where you go by.
The paper broke right, and you usually make sure you put a good enough tap in there. I'm a little sick, man. Make sure you put a good enough tap in there so you're
you can feel the groove on it.
You know, so your drill don't slip. You know, once you turn your drill on, you don't want it to slip. Okay, this is expensive Lexan that we're using, so, you know, it's unbreakable. Okay, so basically we're cutting all the Lexan holes first on the top, and then we'll come from the bottom and cut the rest of it, so we don't chop up the wood. Okay, still got another one here. Okay, wait, not quite. Alright, this is the pain in the ass, and you gotta be real careful with your tool. I already know this tool, but I stay completely away from the trigger. I'm working with power while I'm removing this, so one slip, and ooh, this can get very dangerous. So make sure that, you know, you work safety while you're working.
And have glasses.
Yeah, have glasses. Well, he got glasses. Trust me, he got plenty of glasses. Basically, what we're going to do here now, this is my control by buttons. This is my joysticks, here and here, and this is all the other auxiliary controls. Okay? Once we have all that drilled out,
we'll come back.
We'll be back, and then comes the fun part, the graphics and putting it together, making it pretty. All right, we'll see you later. Okay guys, we're down to the last hole. That's it. Don't forget, depending on the drill you're using and the cutting tools you're using, some guys have a nice drill press, but no matter what, you always got to cut this shit out.
Look at that. Ain't that sweet?
That's what the beginning of it is. Now we're going to go for the graphics. We're going to clean it up, clean everything up, sweep the floor, get rid of all the dirt and dust. Now comes the sweet part, putting it all together. You see, there's all the buttons and stuff. And there's a box full of controls and stuff over there. And now we'll put it all together. And we'll have some snippets of that too. Later. Okay, so now we just did another pre-prep of the control panel. We got all the holes cut out. What I did here was I used an X-Acto to cut out any burr that I had around here. You got to be very careful doing that. It's easy to slip and scratch your panel. You know, you don't have to take it all off, just enough so it's kind of, you know, even if it's a little up a little bit, you can just, you know, go there and just cut it out. Go around there, just get it all out.
And what's the reason why you do that?
So the button is flush. The button needs to be flush. Okay, there's one I missed. Okay, you just kind of go around there a little bit like so. You get all that little extra plastic off of there. Okay. That's all good. Okay. Now, just so you got an idea of what's going on here, this is what this is going to look like. Once we get our underlay graphics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can pick whatever layout you want. Everybody has different preference, so, you know, kind of like, I don't want the button straight across because, you know, just want something different. You know, a little something different is always good. You can lay out the buttons. I lay them out according to the hand, you know. See? Doesn't really matter. It all looks good. These are going to be LED lit. Okay, and then all the buttons up here. There's a few extra buttons. It's going to be 1-player start, 2-player start. Then it's going to be anything. Pause, enter, coin. You know. We'll find the programming later. Then, of course, the joysticks go here. And later, you know, we're going to take it apart. We're going to paint it. This, I used a dark mahogany stain is what I used on this. I really don't want to use paint. I'd rather use a stain. This cabinet is just a test cabinet that I'm making. So when I need to work on the computer and the hard drive, I have something to work with that's I have full control. That way, when I send somebody a hard drive, it's ready to go. When I work on their board, it's ready to go. All they do is hook it up and it's done. And everything is being tested and everything is working 100% for them. And that's it. So we'll be back. We're going to get some graphics over here. You see those graphics over there? Let me step over there and get them. You can't see them, can you? No. These graphics are actually very old graphics. This graphic came from a kit. This was actually a Street Fighter kit, arcade style, and this was only half of it. You know, it came with a huge control graphic, so I saved the rest of it, and now I'm going to use it here, like 25 some years later. All right, so we're going to take this apart, and then we're going to put this underneath, and then we're going to trim it up and make it pretty and reassemble it, and we'll be back once it's assembled. Bye. Okay, here's the process. We got the overlay cut out. and we got it put in. It's a tiny bit off on the top, but what the fuck, you know. Ain't nobody perfect. It's an old graphic, you know. This is a tester game anyway. Came out really nice. We'll be cutting the hose up in a minute. Now what we're going to do is, we still don't take the cover off the Lexan yet. Now we're going to put this on here. We're going to put some screws in it. Then we're going to cut those holes out. Okay? Now. Okay. We don't have to put them all in there, just...
So they don't move around.
Right, just so they don't move around on you. You put basically all four of the corner ones, more or less. Okay, we're good to go there. Alright. Alright. Okay, I still have to stain the wood, which I'm going to do in a little bit. I should have did that first, but it'll be alright. It's going to be fine. Okay, so now what you want to do is grab your X-Acto. Okay. Can you see me there okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then you just want to cut around those screws. Those screws. Cut around those holes. Okay, that's going to be for your joystick, and you got to cut for your buttons. Okay. Careful. You got to cut carefully, so you know, take your time doing it, so you don't scratch your panel. Leave the protection on there until you're done. This is a very, very patient process. Once you got your control panel done, you could always buy a control panel. You know, they have them pre-drilled. You can even get them pre-assembled. You could just do the configuration on them. You know, anything you want to do. But the whole fun of the whole process is to be able to do it all yourself and get it all together yourself. So, you know, plus save money. Why do you want to spend, you know, all that extra money on a panel when you could just put it all together yourself and save that money to spend on something else? You know, you could play all your original arcade games for free. Remember when we used to go to the damn arcade and spend all that money, end up broke? Damn, those were the days. Now we get to get over like a fat rat. There's this one game, Mousetrap by Ecstasy, that I need to master. I hated that game because I always got caught, you know. Now I'm going to play the shit out of it. I already found it and got it. I already know it's on there. It's on. It's called Mousetrap. Okay, see? That's one side already. Now we'll do the other side, and we'll do all the buttons, and then we'll start assembling the buttons. And I'm going to paint this edge. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to paint the edge. And that's it. We'll be back with the total assembly in a little bit. See you then. Bye-bye. Okay guys, this is what it looks like. The panel is finished. Well, it's finished, but we still have to assemble it. Okay. Remember, we cut out all the burr that was around the edges on both sides of the plastic. You don't remove the lining until the very last, this top part, to the very last. You remove the bottom first, you put it on there, and then you peel the top off and you put your screws. You know, little by little you get to the stage. Okay, so we're up to here now. I went ahead and painted the edges a little bit while I stained them. I'm using a black mahogany stain. And that's done. It's all ready for assembly. So now we're going to see if we take a better look at that. Yeah, that looks sweet. Yeah, that's a good looking panel. Alright, so let's put it on the game so we could see what it looks like. Okay. There you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, and we have a Miss Pac-Man and Frogger and Galaga up on the top. Let's take that off of there. Okay, got that plastic off of there now. Okay, got a Miss Pac, Frogger, and You know, you could use whatever graphics you want because you're basically, this is a MAME cabinet. Okay, so now we're going to assemble it. And okay, this is how the bottom of the panel is looking so far. We're going to wire it up tomorrow. Ain't going to do it now. And this is how the front of the panel looks. Okay, let's get that in place. That's what the front panel looks like, the top of it. Ain't that awesome? Nice scheme. I like the Street Fighter scheme from the past. Awesome. Yeah, that's really nice. It's coming out really nice. Let's take a far shot from it. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking really good. Anyway, guys, I'll get back to you on this. And we're going to be installing, what I'll do is I'll put the, I'll put the computer and everything out here laid out so you guys get a little better understanding. I'll make it plain Jane kindergarten, man. Some of these guys don't explain things so well. We're going to be using an iPack board instead of the board that came with this kit. The board that comes with this kit is it's a cheap little board. I mean, it's not bad. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. It's not bad. But I have this, and this is awesome. This goes plugged in. You put all the buttons on it. You know, you configure. Just plug the buttons in. It's already pre-configured. Put them all in there. Then it's got like a PS2 over here, but on the other end it has a USB, and you plug that into the board, and the controls are automatically configured. Anyway, we'll be back. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.